Oh, I'm sorry, liver. But I need to review people's grids today. I'm sick. I woke up and I was sick. Listen to this. Let's review your awesome Instagram photos from the PM Winter Grid Challenge. We're doing this today. We're getting through together. Intro. What's up, everybody? Peter McKinnon here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about PM Winter Grid Challenge, reviewing your photos on your Instagram accounts, seeing as a whole how they look together, how you've transitioned from fall to winter, and just picking out those specific individual banger Instagram photos so that we can show the world and shed a little more light on this community of photographers that are incredible. That's today. Let's just jump straight into person number one. First up, we have Dominic Soare. Dominic, Sour, Soar. Fully apologize to everybody's name or handle I completely butcher. Dominic is from Germany, photographer, 7,863 followers by the time of the filming of this video. Woo, these photos, amazing. So beautiful. And the transition from fall, like your fall photos alone.
Dominique Soare, really like this. The contrast and just overall punch of color in this grid makes me very happy.
And the transition from fall, like your fall photos alone, incredible. And when you just kind of cycle through that grid, it beautifully moves into winter. You guys can see it kind of starts with this shot here of somebody running down what looks like an elevated train track over a bridge. That's introducing more white in the sky, which then moves over to this girl standing on the edge of a hill. She's got the fall colors in her backpack, still a little bit of fall colors on the edges of that frame, but the majority of this photo is white. The next photo, we've got almost a completely winter scene with fall hits of orange and fall colors with those leaves that are being thrown up in the air with this guy's hand. And then from that point, it just completely moves seamlessly into winter. So that is one of the best grid transitions from season to season that I've personally seen. This is incredible. How you only have 7,000 followers literally makes me sad, because you, sir, are an incredible artist and these are beautiful photographs. Thank you so much for submitting and using the hashtag PM Winter Grid Challenge. These are right up there, man. This shot right here of the church with the branches just crispy perfect in the foreground, that church in the background. It's so simple, it's so beautiful, I love it. Beautiful photos. That is Dominic's account. Thanks, man. Next up, we have Ashley from the UK. She's 21 years old, and this is her winter grid. Boop! Now, what I love about this is there are no snow photos, even winter photos, on this winter grid, which just goes to show you, if you put in some thought and the work and you adhere to the rules and the style that we've kind of set out with this grid challenge, you don't need to live in a super snowy environment or have dog sleds to get a winter vibe, to get a cold feeling. And that's exactly what Ashley has demonstrated here, which is why I chose her to show to you guys. This is great. It has elements of winter. You know, we have a husky dog, which you would typically think about when you're thinking about dog sleds. She's got the pictures of the warm coffee splashing out of the mug, which is it's a favorite of mine. It never gets old. It stands the test of time. Beautiful flowers. This shot with the compass, super cool, super creative, but all of these things have a cold vibe. The squirrel, all of these photos that we're cycling through, they give you that feeling of winter. They give you that feeling of a cold, more cooler environment. And that is amazing that you're able to capture this tone, this feeling with having no snow and no winter. That's not easy to do, but it is doable. And that's one of the things I get all the time when we put out these videos and people are saying, but how am I supposed to participate if I don't live anywhere where there's winter? There's still ways to portray that cold environment, that cool feeling, without having to be in that cold environment specifically. So Ashley, great job. These are great. Lastly too, Ashley she doesn't even have 1,600 followers. So what I like about this series is shedding a light on incredible artists that are otherwise, as far as social media goes, unknown on this platform, right? You see so many people with tons and tons and tons of followers, and it's easy for them to pop up and get suggested, but all these little photographers, and little in the sense of your accounts are much smaller than the people that have 1 million or 400,000, are still taking photos that are equally as good to the people that have millions of followers. So that's why I love making this series. You guys just inspire me. Okay, next up is Casper Hoagland. Casper. Casper with a K. 22 years old, living in Norway. Amazing. And these photos, just take a look at this grid. Just look at it for 2 seconds. Beautiful. Minimalistic. The style, the tone, it's on point. Everything on this grid is perfectly balanced.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
And that is difficult. It's one thing also to maintain a tone, to maintain a color, right? You can just color grade your photos the same way all the time, and you're gonna get that, preliminary tone in your grid. But to maintain a balance with dark and light photos whilst still trying to maintain the tone, both those things, that's difficult to do. And if we look at this, if we scroll down a bit, you've got the dark photo of the winding road, the drone shot. Then right below that, what I'm assuming is Casper sitting on a chair with this very stark white background. To the next of that, you've got another dark photo. You can see that he's going in almost like a zigzag pattern with these photos. You've got the white dog moving right down to the top-down shot of the boat. All of these photos are perfectly balanced.
This whole thing should be.
And they all hold the same outdoors theme with the same tone. That is hard to do, and this dude only has 7,500 followers. That's wrong. These are incredible photos. This is the essence of the Winter Grid Challenge. You are just destroying the Winter Grid. You also have the advantage of living in Norway, so 1 point removed. Only because I'm super jealous. Now Casper has more of a subtle transition going from, like, if you scroll way down, the photos are way more dark, and as you begin to move up the grid, more white and light photos start to get introduced right to the top where it is a little more wintry. So that's probably where I'm assuming the grid challenge started for Casper. These are amazing. Casper, great job. I want to come shoot where you live. This is sick. Okay, next up we have Paul Close, TRA Outdoor. Whoop! Here's a little look at his grid. Now get this, 15 years old. 15 years old, can't drive, can't do anything. Can't even leave the house without like a legal guardian. 15 years old, and this kid is smashing the photography game. Scroll down a little bit more, you'll see his fall shots, which are also incredible, amazing. You scroll up into winter, amazing. These photos, they look great, man. Paul, great job. His Instagram profile says he is based near the Alps, so one of the reasons he's probably able to get really nice mountainous looking winter shots, which really help with that grid challenge. You've got a nice kayaker here in the snow, which looks amazing. You got lots of headroom there, that small subject in a big place. I love that theme. I would have loved to have seen the grid flow a little more seamlessly into winter instead of what feels just like a hard cut from fall to winter, but still great job, great consistency. I'm still blown away that you're 15 years old. If this is what you're knocking out when you're 15, you keep this up, you got a bright future, man. Only 2,000 followers. I predict that's gonna change after today, and I hope it does because you deserve it. These are great photos. Congratulations. All right, last but certainly not least on the list is Manuel from Germany, 2,000 followers as well, which just blows my mind. These photos are incredible. The transition from fall to winter was done seamlessly. Check out this picture of this yak, this super cool looking, I think those are called yaks. These dudes, whatever they are, I want one in my house, and I want to like give him coffee in the morning, and I want to see him lick his face like that, because that's just great. That just makes it feel good. Great capture right there. You got someone outside, which I believe is vaping, but you're making it look like their breath has never been anywhere that cold, but that looks great. Great photo right there. And you'll notice throughout this winter grid, Manuel's maintained the hits of orange, right? So you've got the roads here, do look wintry and cold, and you've got the hits of orange in the grass in between the roads. This lake, you've got a little bit of reflection in the water that has that warm tone. So you're always looking for those hits. The feet dangling off the cliff or the helicopter, you've got those warm tones in the treetops. Warm tones of the siding of these two cabins. So it's those little things, those little attention to detail things that give your portfolio, your body of work, that unified feeling that everything is the same. It's from the same photographer. That's so-and-so's style, and that's how a style starts to get built. It's one of the things that people ask a lot of times is, how do you develop a style? And I think it's choosing something, maybe going through a bunch of your photos and picking your favorite. And once you find your favorite, figuring out what it is about that photo that makes it your favorite. Those things can be implemented into the rest of your photography, and then you'll start noticing trends. You'll start noticing that you're doing the same thing that you liked in this photo in all of your work, and then the next thing you know, someone's talking about it on the internet because you've maintained that style, that personal flair now that's identified with you and your photos. And that's a cool thing. And it usually just happens over time. It's not something that you can just turn on tonight and be like, that's my style. Tomorrow, poof, we're done. It kind of progresses. It changes too. It's an ebb and flow. Sometimes it's one way, and then you might just have a surge of inspiration from something that you've seen, and it goes a totally different direction. And that's what's great about this art, is that like the direction that you choose to go, there is no wrong path. You can go wherever you want. And that's why I love showcasing these grids and these photographers that don't have a huge platform yet on Instagram, but are still taking incredible photos, and they're paying attention. They're adhering to into these different little aspects and rules of dropping in like colors to build their own styles. Young at the age of 15 years old. It's so inspiring to me. So to everybody that's submitted any kind of photos through the hashtag on Instagram, PM Winter Grid Challenge, thank you. Thank you for participating and being a part of this community. I love that everyone is in it together, building each other up, sharing portfolios, sharing photos, learning how to be better photographers and have fun in the process. As a bonus, let's make fun of my own grid for a second here. I also participated in said Winter Grid Challenge, so let's throw my grid up on the screen. Boop. All right, taking a look at a few of these. If I had to give myself some criticism, I would say there's probably too many mountain shots. I was trying to balance it out so there wasn't so many. So I've got some stuff of a guy cycling downtown in the city, and then you have just like a straight portrait of the city on a cold day where it was kind of, I made sure that it was very blue and tinted that way because it looked frozen and it wasn't a mountain, so that wasn't a necessary photo to put in there. Then you have another dark photo of this streetcar moving through the city while it was snowing, and that also was to counterbalance all of the white, because when you have a lot of photos like this, which is Moraine Lake completely engulfed in fog and snow, that's such a stark white photo that it needs some kind of balance. Because if you put another white photo next to that one, next thing you know, things are starting to break up a little bit on that grid. Now, if we scroll down to, let's say, the Ford Raptor mobbing in the desert, this is kind of where I decided to start the Winter Grid Challenge. And you'll notice I was trying to also maintain some of those warm tones throughout the photos, with the portrait of me, with the yellow line in the road while it was snowing, the grass and mountains of this Icelandic church, kind of getting those hints of brown. And then I fell apart here for these two rows, which were just pure white. And I tried to bring it back with this picture of me on the floor of my office because it had those orange hits. And then I tried to bring it back again with the ground of this photo here of Moraine Lake. And this photo that my friend Gabriel took of me with the two walls, trying to bring those warm tones back in. So I think my favorite season 2 post photos on Instagram is the winter, just because it's so diverse. And some days it's snowing, some days there's blizzards, some days it's just nice and sunny and it's beautiful outside. It's a challenge. It's harder to take photos in harder conditions, which is why I like it, because it just feels so rewarding when you actually get something great that you can use. You fought through it. So guys, that's it for this video. Hit that like button if you liked it, smash it, punch it in the face.
Oh, that hurt my throat to say.
Subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you guys tomorrow for 2 Minute Tuesday. Hat trick.
Here we go.
Oh, I did it. Fully did it. Can't see through anything. Nailed it.
Oh, I have a splitting headache, man. Head's just pounding.
People want bloopers. Bloop, 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 bloop. Bloopers. Such a weirdo. Honduras. People don't understand how many sounds I make while I'm recording. That's filling up a glass of water. Get anyone else to replicate that sound.
I'll give them $100.
It's lightning outside.
It's not helping my head at all. Straight up dying. I'm such a when I'm sick. I just want a blanket and my wife.
My fat fingers can't type. Don't put that in bloopers either. I have to review this.
I don't feel good, man. Listen to me.
It's funny too, because we filmed this video today, but tomorrow's 2 Minute Tuesday we did like a few days ago, and they're gonna be like, wait, are you not sick anymore? 22 years old, dude. Everybody is so young and incredible. I'm just so stupid and old now. Bloopers fam. I've been asking all my friends this. This is my daily carry knife, and I have 2 of them. This is titanium with like a nice blue stud. Which one do you like better? The inlay or the titanium? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this. Why am I even doing this? Knives always make their way in, don't they? Skills. That's actually pretty good.
I was recording that and I thought to myself, I was watching in the monitor there and I was like, skills.
But I wanted to squeal because I was like, I did it! But I had to act cool like I do it all the time. Whew, that was good. Oh, this is still on.